Noting for the record, also present is Village Manager Ernestine Beck Fulcom, Village Attorney Joe Miller. Is there anyone else?
Okay, well, I'm going to read our disclaimer. Tuesday, October 27th, 2020, pursuant to Governor Pritzker's Executive Order 2020-07, COVID-19, Executive Order Number 5, which suspends the requirements of the Illinois Open Meetings Act, requiring in-person attendance by members of a public body during the duration of the gubernatorial disaster proclamation. The members of the village board will not be physically present for the designated board meeting, but will instead be participating in the meeting through audio access using a virtual meeting platform. Public comments may be submitted in advance of the meeting to Village Clerk D. Jones at djones@university-park-il.com or by text message to 708-473-6201. All comments must be received by 5 p.m. the day before the meeting. In order to give proper consideration to all items on this agenda, the mayor will limit participants in the debate and will close off protracted, repetitive, irreverent, or abusive remarks. Public comments will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Let's stand up. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, Madam Clerk.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any public comments, Madam Clerk?
We skipping one.
Oh, okay. Approval of the minutes. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because we tabled that last time. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Brooks, second by Trustee Williams. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Both aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Both aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, item E. Are there any general public comments?
No, sir. I did not receive any public comments.
Okay. All right. We'll move forward. No unfinished business. Consent agenda item F2. Is there a motion? Wait, first of all, is there anybody who wants to have anything removed from the consent agenda?
Yes, ma'am. May I be recognized?
Yes, sir.
For tonight, Madam Clerk, I want to pull the following three. I have three. F2D as in David, F2E as in Edward, and F2F as in Frank.
Okay. Any particular reason, Trustee?
Actually, can we go item by item, Mayor? Is there some things I would like to amend, especially on F2E? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, F2F. So if we can.
F2 what?
F.
He's asking to have items F2D, item F2E, and item F2F to be considered separately. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. And then, like I said, it's just a quick minor thing. I did not get a chance to email the village manager. Just a couple quick things. That's it.
All right. So we're going to set that to the side, and we'll move on with the rest, and then we'll come back and discuss those items. Is there a motion? Does anybody else want to have anything else removed from the consent agenda? All right. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda outside of item F2D, item F2E, and item 2F to be considered separately. Is there a motion?
Correction, Mayor. You asked, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yes, so move. I
No,
think I heard
it was moved by Trustee Franklin, second by Trustee Brooks. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
trustee Brooks,
votes aye.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both aye.
trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
and Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mr. Mayor, that's for F2A, that's ordinance 2020-13. F2B is ordinance 2020-14. F2C is ordinance 2020-15. And item F2G is resolution or 2020-32.
2020-32. Okay. All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right. Item F2D, Trustee Brooks, you had some language change or some amendments you were recommending?
Yes, actually, go to aye. Okay, for actually, can I just choose which one I want to go first, Mayor?
Go right ahead.
Okay, Madam Clerk, I want to go to F2F in reference to the fund. If I can, and I just want to go, what was the motion? The motion to authorize the village manager and the finance director to transfer the amount into general funds account and close the other accounts. I am in agreement with that. I just ask if we can, for the sake of the residents, instead of transferring the Justice Fund Midland account, if we can, follow me here, Madam Clerk, if we can, trustees, if we can leave the truck enforcement, unless there's a second one. I don't think we have a second truck enforcement, but if we can transfer that fund into the police truck weight enforcement account, leave that account open and transfer the justice funds into there and close that bank account. If we can take the Hickory School funds as well as the CDAP fund, the capital project fund, and I guess this would be the question that I'm gonna ask just for a little help from Madam Village Manager. If we can take that total and put it into a tree cutting, the tree cutting to the list of trees that we have on the list that DPW has, that we had already generated, that of trees we had already cut that were diseased, if we can put those funds into, and that's why I'm gonna ask you, Madam Village Manager, do we have a account? You always say an escrow account, but if we can take those funds and use it for that immediately before Christmas.
Okay, Trustee Brooks, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I had a conversation with Mrs. Kelly, and she said it's advised that all the money will go into the general fund because we're coming toward that time, and we want to ensure that we have the things in place for the things that are necessary to continue running the government.
And I'm not going to dispute that.
And I also had a conversation with Ms. Kelly as well, and she recommended that I think, let me see, that the police truck
Enforcement
in Midland, to keep that one open as well, because there may be funds coming in, and rather than to open up another account, since this one is already open, we could possibly use that one.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I have a question. I have a question. Why can't we just leave the money where it is?
no.
Let-
we got to-
Could I explain something, guys?
Yeah, trustee, go ahead, manager. Good question, Liz.
Paul, we have it's called the Ox Cart Fund.
Thank
And
you.
we've talked about this, and I've talked with the chief, and I've talked with Ms. Kelly. We've agreed that the Ox Cart Fund that automatically sends its payment, that the fund police truck weight enforcement Midland account remain open. We take those ox carts fund, rather than to put them in the village's general fund, we leave this account open since it has to do with overweight truck. Take those dollars and put it in this fund. So that's what we're asking, that the police truck weight enforcement Midland account from Midland Bank remain open. We take the dollars, stop it from going to general fund, and have the dollars to go into this particular account. Now that's what we agreed that we had to look at all the sources, and it was really something that the auditor had cleared. This way, there's a direct line. It'll be very easily read and very easily done. It'll be its own separate account, and we can deal with it.
And Mayor, can I be recognized on a comment you made?
Go ahead, trustee.
Yeah, I'll say this, trustees. I did not. The mayor does have a point, and Ms. Kelly does have a point. As much as I want to see the trees cut, because that had been the complaint, but I will also say that Trustee Williams and myself, and despite anything that someone may put out of any conversation or a relationship I may have with the mayor, one thing we do conversate, and I think we made about 2 weeks ago, Mayor, we did conversate the importance of that we need what general funds, and I would say that this one I would definitely yield that money does need to be put into that account. We're at a point that I spoke about last year, that we are in a little strategy because Trustee Williams and myself seen that there has been an incredible shortfall of taxpayer money that fell to this village. It's not the village fault. It's not the taxpayers' fault. It's strictly that invisible enemy called COVID-19. So
Right.
I want the residents to see the seriousness of this, and it tears me up, but I'm sorry, but it is that serious that we're going to have to buckle down and figure out what to do. And for those know that we do want things done, Madam Village Manager, we can at some point still entertain the residents who are concerned of the safety of the trees. Then maybe we can get something done or whatever we can spare. But I'm gonna withdraw that, Madam Clerk, of asking that those two funds be moved into truck enforcement. And in fact, I think I would have to make that motion that the am I saying it right? Ox cart fund be transferred into the truck enforcement account, and that the truck enforcement account remain open, but we do switch the rest of our money into general funds. That I yield my time, Mayor.
Okay, now let me make sure I've got your motion. You want to transfer the ox cart funds into overweight fund admission and leave it where it is.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we need a second.
So what did you say put into general funds?
No.
The rest,
I can't hear you.
the rest of the funds would go into general funds because remember what we seen, Liz, with the tax dollars that we were the shortfall we would be getting.
Okay.
So the mayor, the mayor is correct, and Ms. Kelly is correct. We are in an emergency of needing funds in there.
Okay.
I had a question or comment before we move forward. I don't know if it's I see your hand up too, Shirley. Go ahead, Shirley.
I was going to just reiterate what Trustee Brooks said, and I have been talking with Jacilia and the village, and the taxes and all, all the revenues that we normally would get with this COVID going on is putting a damper on not only University Park, but everybody. So like I said, the funds we were expecting, and Village Manager and I have talked about that extensively, what we thought we would have coming in, and Jacilia, what we thought we would have coming in is not coming in now. So we have to we were watching our dollars already, but right now we really got to watch these dollars, because this COVID is striking again. It's coming around again, and Will County is right in the middle of it now. So we need to keep that in mind as we go through this as well. Thank you. Go ahead.
And I'm in full agreement of going ahead and moving forward to transferring it to the general fund. My initial thought was the Hickory School Fund would make a push for it to be invested into the youth in some way. But I'm in full agreement with Mayor and everything that's being said here, that it would make sense to move it into that. But I do have a question about the Hickory Fund, because I've been trying to do some research, and maybe Clerk D can help me out, or even Mayor Rudez. Is this the fund or funding or monies that we received due to a lawsuit that was involved in the school district? Does anyone know? Because I've been trying to find out exactly what this fund, just because I'm a graduate of Hickory, and it means something to me to see some money that's been sitting so long. I'm just out of curiosity wondering what that fund was and where did the money come from.
Now that I don't know, because I know the Hickory School Fund, the Hickory School was not part of that lawsuit.
Okay.
That was filed. That was against the Deer Creek Junior High School.
Right.
But it was named at the time. So I don't know what that fund is.
Okay, thank you. Shirley, your hands up.
Yes, I also talked to Jacilia about that. And if I recall, so don't quote me on this, she thought that this might have been some grant that was awarded at one point.
Okay.
And it's just had been sitting there. It hasn't been any activity on it. So Absolutely. It was just sitting there. And since I want to say, I don't even remember what year she said it's been sitting there for that long. But if I'm on the right one, I believe that's what she said. So don't quote me on that. I can double check with her. But she did give me an explanation for it. We had so many items I was discussing. But I think that was one of the reasons about this Hickory School one.
Okay.
So I can check, we can check with Jacilia again on that one.
Okay, thank you. I yield my time. I think we need a second. Is that where we're at? We need a second. I'll second that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Motion by Trustee Brooks, second by Trustee Franklin. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams.
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin.
Both aye.
Trustee Bolden.
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen.
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mr. Mayor, that is
F2, right?
Resolution. That's F2F.
Mm-hmm.
And that's resolution 2020-30. 31.
Okay.
Okay.
31. Okay. Yeah.
All right, Trustee Brooks, we done knocked out that one. What's the next one, sir?
F2E is an Edward. I just want to go very quickly. Madam Village Manager, you had sent a spreadsheet, but it was not exactly what we needed for the funding, because according to the minutes, you said you were going to provide the funding source. So I didn't get the funding source. Did we have any type of statement or anything? Because it was just the grants that you had sent to all the trustees.
When you said the funding sources, you mean on this particular project?
Yes, ma'am. That
Okay.
you were supposed to send, unless it was something else you sent me and I didn't get it in the email. I only seen that all the grants you had got. I didn't see anything on the funding source. I know we had a lot. You might have missed. I just want to make sure that we have the dollars so we can do this.
This is what we're at. This particular approval is for engineering for phase 1 for the university side path. That particular grant has been funded through Metra. The engineer has been funded through Metra.
This was the Metra?
This is the Metra. And the side pass, what it does, it connects Governor State University to the inner moton of the train station all the way west, where there are no sidewalks, to anticipated development, Governor's Highway west to Cicero Avenue towards the industrial park. If you aren't in a car or anything else, they can't have access to that. And so we want some access paths up and down Stunkel Road, University Parkway, all the way to Cicero Avenue. Because
isn't that the one I've been working with?
Yeah, the University Parkway. Yes, this is connected to this. It's a part of the development, but this is directly across the street from the railroad crossing. Yes.
Okay. And this is not a matching grant though. This is fully funded by Metra.
Strictly funded by Metra. It will also the Metra and through IDOT. IDOT has its way, Metra, IDOT, Illinois Department of Transportation. It's a combination of IDOT, Metra, a combination, but the village doesn't have to pay anything. It's a part of this grant. It's 100% funding. We're not required to have a match.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mayor, I motion for the resolution to authorize the execution agreement between the Village University Park and Arturo Group.
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Williams. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Votes aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Both aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Votes aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that is resolution 20.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 2020 dash.
I think
What, Madam
Village
Clerk?
Manager.
Mayor,
30.
could I be
couldn't hear-
recognized very
We
quickly?
couldn't hear you, D.
You said 20 what?
2020
Uh,
30.
2020.
All right. Go ahead, Manager.
Trustee Brooks, the
Yes, ma'am.
outline that I provided to you provided the sources of finances. If you look under program, it'll tell you, for example, where it says the first line 6/2/2020, the agency is IDOT, Motor Fuel Tax Funds. It gives you the agency and the program source of the dollars. They're all listed. Like, for example, 9/26, 2020, the Steger Road improvement, it came from Invest in Cook County monies from Cook County. So the agency and the program sources of funds were all listed. They're all listed.
Oh, okay. So that's what that meant when you sent it? Okay. You have to
Yeah.
excuse that one eye. I can't see. Okay. I see it. Thank you.
All righty.
All right, thank you, Manager.
Okay. And
by the way, good job getting those grants, sister. Keep it up. Absolutely.
Not over yet.
Okay, so
Oh, I know.
okay. F2D, Mayor, I just want to refer very quickly. I know that we had discussed this. I want to make sure that I know this is exploratory, but I want to make sure, I want to give my stance on it if it's different before I say yes or no, or votes aye or nay. This building that we had, and I want to refer to when we discussed this, we did the ride along with the engineers in March for a fire station, and that we were going to invest the leftover money for the Amazon into that fire station. But then I want to know about this project, in which I want to check, Madam Village Manager, this is more of a quote, to do this at a rent to buy in lieu of getting out a GO bond, but there is no charge to this company. They just want to talk. So I just want to say in this instance, I mean, what are we going to do? I want to make sure what decision or what path we're going to take, because I know time changes, but we have two different stances. I want to make sure the position that when someone asks me, what are we going to do? We either going to renovate station 2 with the monies left over from the Amazon, or we're going to do this, in which their agreement is that we got to rent to buy in lieu of getting a GO bond. So I want to make sure that I have, when someone asks me this question, because we know what time of year it is, I have a stance on what we're going to do.
Okay. First of all, this is a non-binding entity. Before we could give them the authority, before I could give them the authority to move forth, to begin to investigate or do anything, I had to come to the board, had to provide this and come to the board. Now, what this says is they're going to examine the options, all the options. That's all they're going to do, is examine the options, give us, okay, it's low battery. Okay, my computer is going dead. They're going to examine the options, and they're going to make the recommendation based on a lease agreement in lieu of bonds. That's what they're planning to do. Whatever they plan to do, or even if they found some other options, they're going to give it all to us in writing, before we move even further in anything. So this is merely an investigative kind of thing. So that's it. So you can tell them there, and the existing firehouse is what we're going to use impact dollars for. For example, 3 of the 4 garage doors are down, and we need to get those done right away. There's major leakage in the roof. Even if we were to move to this public safety building, it'll be police and fire, and that's where fire station number 2 and an outpost for the police department will be located. Then the existing fire station number 2, we have plans of putting public works in that location.
Okay, so we're going to change everything based upon, since March when we did our tour. So we're still going to use the dollars for station 2.
Yes, they gotta live there now. It's nothing we can do, and they gotta still export their services out of there to compensate the TIF 7. So we don't have a choice. We got to continue to do that.
And manager, if we have to make accommodations for an additional washroom, correct?
Yes, the law says women are staying there. There's no bathroom. The law says we can't do that. So we got to have a bathroom. The roof is leaking. It's molded, and they're going to do some rehab on the building. They have escrowed in their budget that amount.
Okay.
In the impact.
What's your opinion about in lieu of renting in lieu of a GO bond, or is there, we're going to bring it to the board if they bring us?
I have no opinion. I'm bringing it to the board. Whatever it is,
that bond nonsense
I will bring it to the board.
Okay, Mayor, I yield my time.
All right. All right. Is there a motion? Trustee Brooks?
I'll motion it up, Mayor, for a resolution approving the authorization of the binding letter to attend for the village with Progressive Development Group.
Non-binding.
Second.
I'm
Non-binding.
sorry. None. Oh,
Non-
none.
Binding.
Very
I'm sorry.
good.
Second it.
Second.
Second.
All right, and second, Madam Clerk. All right.
Trustee McMullen was the first one in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Pass.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes no.
Trustee Franklin,
Both aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes no.
Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, motion carries. That's resolution 2020-29.
Okay. Very good, guys. Thank you. Now that wraps up the consent agenda, let's go down to new business. Item F3A, an order approving and authorizing the execution of a short-term lease agreement for the property commonly referred to as 800 University Parkway, University Park, Illinois, 60484. Is there a motion?
I got a
Yes,
question.
ma'am. Yes, trustee.
I got a question.
Go ahead, trustee.
I noticed in my packet, it did not say how much they were paying for rent. So how much would they be paying for rent?
Right, we got a motion at first, right, Mayor? Point of order.
Ma'am,
All right, I'll motion for that.
I'll second.
okay, questions?
I'd like to know how much they're paying for rent a month.
Manager E?
We're going to go in compliance with the other because what they're doing is actually using the pad. They won't be using any facilities or anything. So I don't, if you will, to make it public, can we discuss that as a part of real estate in the executive session, attorney?
Sale and rent, yeah, that qualifies.
Yeah, you can. Lease or sale of village property would qualify as a reason to go into closed session.
Yeah, because we got some positive news and I want to bring that out in executive session.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
So what we need to do is then this will have to
so you're gonna table this?
Yeah, we're going to table it until after closed session.
All right.
That makes sense.
Okay, somebody make a motion to table?
I make a motion to table.
Second.
Who makes, Madam Clerk, you take care of the second? Okay,
I heard Trustee Bolden.
okay. Roll call.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Both sides, Madam Clerk.
Okay, so this one will be coming back after the executive session.
Okay, that's item F3A. All right, item F3B, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of University Park and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by trustee.
So can we, so then if I want to discuss this, we can do it after the motion? Is that where it goes?
After your second, trustee.
Okay.
Is that a second?
Second.
Okay, so second, trustee Williams. Questions?
Mayor, or Bolden first.
This is to village manager. First of all, I'm glad to see that something is being done over at Pine Lake, since this is my, my project from day one, since the mayor and I went down to Springfield to save that grant, and I had said that this was going to be my projects from day one. So my question to village manager, we talked about this today. You said they are going to be, they're going to be putting the fish in the pond this year. If we still have time, or are we going to wait till next year? How did we say that? And
Well,
and also that I worked with Governor State and Secretary last year on Pine Lake. So just to make that clear, that's my project.
Question. I don't know when Shirley jumped on this, but I had jumped on this and I've been on this for years. So I don't understand how you jumped in when I've been working on this, and I've been working on it with different people, you know, even the Senator Joyce, all of these people. So
I understand that we
understand.
may have to talk about that in closed session. We may have to talk about that. But when we first got elected again, and when we went down to Springfield, I had announced at that point that Pine Lake would be my project. Even at a board meeting, Dee may have it in the minutes, and Neva may have it on. So we can discuss that later.
I honestly don't remember that, but I can also tell you that I brought this to the manager's attention, you know, that we've been working on getting things done there.
Let me just stop everybody right there about this project.
The mayor's project.
That was my project. That was my project.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
And I've done the homework. I've done all the logistics. I've got the renderings. I've got everything that was done. We applied for the grant when I was a trustee. We got the grant. Unfortunately, we didn't have the matching funds. No construction was done, so we lost the grant. When I got elected as mayor, we went down there, Trustee Shirley Bowden and I, and ever since then, since I've been mayor, Trustee has been working on that and meeting on that and working on funding for Pine Lake.
Well,
so I've got all the records from 2010 to 2009 on every step and measure of the way about Pine Lake, renderings, legislation, grants, proposals, and everything. So that's been my baby from day one. It's not my baby anymore.
From day one.
It's one of the trustees involved. We'll get it together. That's what's going on with Pine Lake.
We can discuss it later.
But you know, it's still an improvement for the community. So as long as it happens to make the community a better place to live.
Then why wasn't I told that? It's not true.
Okay.
If I
we can move on.
Conversations can be had later. Can we?
Let's keep on moving on with the business.
Yeah. So back to my question, village manager, will the stocking of the pond be done this year, or we're going to wait?
Well, what we're trying to do currently, the weather is conducive. We get this into them. That's why I've been trying to get it approved and on this, and we had to wait about 30 days. But if we can get this in, it is still conducive to get it done. I have to provide the papers for them. I will get a specific response for them, and I will definitely let you all know. But we're targeting before the snow hits, because as you know, fish, the snow on top of water acts and warms sublevels in terms of fish. So we still have time, but I'm gonna go on the state's recommendation. But I will surely let you know tomorrow. I will be providing the information to the state.
Mayor, can I be recognized? Mayor, can I be recognized?
Yes, Trustee McMullen. Yes, sir.
I like the fact that Trustee Williams and Trustee Bowden is making this happen. And along with
that's a good thing.
I like it. I like it. I really do. And I know that Bowden has taken the time with you to go down to Springfield to get this done. And I've seen her on television. Now, I also noticed that Williams is doing it too. So we can all benefit from this. Both of them. Both of the trustees doing what they have to do. And I like that.
Well, it's good.
I thank you, Trustee McMullen.
Yeah, because what it does, it just enhances the quality of life for University Park. As long as the thing gets done, that's what it's all about. Let's work together, team.
Can I just mention one other thing? Also, we're waiting. A contractor, Precise Trees, will be ultimately coming before probably mid-November or prior to. They're going to do major landscaping and tree cuts back all through the road space that would allow for a new growth coming spring of 2021. So we're getting that as well. So that'll be another plus over there. Then I will attempt by that time to have the audits in place to go back to IDNR, because they're doing this at no charge. This is a freebie for them. We've not going to have to pay a dime for it. If I can go back to IDNR again and get try to get some monies to get the balance of the infrastructure, like the benches, we want to look at a floating theater out there. There are some plans that are out there, and we can only get a few monies at a time. So we're not done with this yet. So I appreciate the trustees. I really do.
And the good thing is now we're going to be back in compliance, and we'll be eligible for all of our grants by doing due diligence, by getting our audits and everything caught up. So that's the good news in it. Let's move on.
That's my point, Mayor. At least when we go for apply for that grant again, they can see that there has been some kind of activity out there, because that was one of the things, you know, she brought up when we were down there, that no activity had been done at Pine Lake at all. That's why we had to return that grant.
Right. And if anything had been done, we had been able to have salvaged the grant. But we're moving forward.
Exactly. But we can go back and reapply.
Yeah. All right. So,
Question.
Yes. That's you, Trustee Brooks.
Yeah. I just wanted to follow up when prior to you arriving, Mayor, this had came up before, and I was sitting with Trustee Williams, and we drilled DPW. I just got a couple questions to see that you all may not be aware of. Did we ever follow through on that chemical that they had put in there to, I guess it was in reference to try to stop the algae? Did we ever address that? We did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, I see the term of the contract. Did we get how long it's going to be? I didn't know. I noticed the term. The term of the contract was blank.
Right.
Until completion, I believe.
It's from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put that in because, first of all, and they know, and I've talked to them, until the board actually approves the contract, that information will be given to them, and then they will let us know. And then they can tell us the approximate time of completion. I couldn't put it in because I didn't know.
Okay. The term, and the last one is the term of the boating safety for sport fishermen. Are we going to open the lake to that extent of fishery, or are we going to continue it as is? Because I did notice it was in the contract that if we do it, it would have to be in compliance of the boating safety by the state of Yeah.
That's my question too. Yep.
Well, let me just, I don't know if you all have been made aware, but University Park has had to roll back based on COVID-19. So as a result of that, we're going to continue to do what we're going to do, but we cannot open the park back up. And the park actually closes anyway in less than a couple of weeks. So
right, but I'm talking about the boating safety. I want to get the boating safety question out the way.
Yeah, there's no boating at Pine Lake, Trustee.
Because I was going to say the next question is that if we do it, were we going to have somebody to deal with boat inspections or whoever is in compliance to be on the boat? That's all. Yeah. Although it's in the contract and we can open it, but the next question I was going to say, if we did it, Mr. Mayor, Madam Village Manager, and the Board of Trustees, we did have this in Country Club Hills. The only thing that we would probably entertain next is that having our fire department into dealing with boat rescue safety, or excuse me, boat rescue exercise.
At one time, that was the home of the Will County dive team. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then, I was just gonna say, if we if we did it, I just wanted to know where we're going, because my point was that it would be a great thing for us, but let's just make sure that we put it in the budget that the fire department or whoever would be a rapid response for the boat. I yield my time, Mayor.
All right.
For boat rescue, I'm sorry.
All right. Any other questions? We got a motion in a second. Now we're down our questions. All right. Is there a roll call, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden,
Both aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Both aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution 2020-30.
All right. Item F3C. I am unable to pull up the proclamation. Does anyone have the proclamation and willing to read the proclamation for recognizing School Choice Week?
I got it, man.
Okay, Trustee Franklin, would you kindly read the proclamation?
A proclamation recognizing January 24th, 2021 through January 31st, 2021 as School Choice Week. Whereas the Village of University Park is a homeroom unit of local government with authority granted pursuant to Illinois Constitution of 1970 to exercise certain powers and perform certain functions pertaining to its local government and affairs. Whereas all children in the Village of University Park should have access to the highest quality education as possible. Whereas the Village of University Park recognizes the important role that effective education plays in preparing all students in the Village of University Park to be successful adults. Whereas quality education is critically important to economic vitality of the Village of University Park. Whereas the Village of University Park is home to a multitude of high quality public and non-public schools for which parents can choose for their children, in addition to families who educate their children at home. Whereas educational variety not only helps the diversity of our economy, but also enhances the vibrancy of our community. Whereas the Village of University Park has many high quality teaching professionals in all types of school settings who are committed to educating our children. Whereas School Choice Week is celebrated across the country by millions of students, parents, educators, schools, and organizations to raise awareness of the need to effectively educate our children. Now, therefore, be it proclamated that Mayor Joseph E. Rudez III, Village Clerk Dorothy R. Jones, and the Village of University Park Board of Trustees do hereby proclaim January 24th, 2021 to January 30th, 2021 as the Village of University Park School Choice Week, and hereby ask the residents of the Village of University Park observe and support this very important issue.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Trustee Franklin,
Second.
second by Trustee Williams and Jenkins Bell. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden,
Both aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Both aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye. Thank you, Trustee Franklin. Item F3D, a resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between fire departments in Mavis Division 27. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Bolden,
Second.
second by Trustee McMullen. Questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
What number was this? I'm sorry.
This is item F3D,
D?
page 3, Trustee,
D.
at the top. Item F3D. D is in David.
Okay, yes. Both aye.
Okay.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell, Trustee Jenkins Bell, Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Sonia,
I'll come back to her. Trustee Bolden,
votes aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez. Mayor Rudez.
He's
Rudez,
muted.
you mute. He's muted.
He's muted.
Unmute yourself, Mayor.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, that's resolution 2020-34.
Okay. Item F3E, a resolution approving the surplus and decommission of certain personal property of the Village of University Park. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Moved by Trustee
Second.
Jenkins Bell. Who got the second, Madam Clerk?
Second.
Okay. By Trustee Bolden. Questions? Roll call.
Just checking. It is the fire truck that we're looking at, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that old one.
The old one.
The dinosaur.
The old.
Yellow one.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep.
All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Votes aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
It's approved, Mr. Mayor. That's resolution 2020-35.
Awesome. Item 3F, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a contract by and between the Village of University Park and Talbot's Roofing and Construction Services, Inc. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Moved by Trustee Jenkins Bell. Is there a second?
Second.
Question.
Second by, one second, Trustee. Second by Trustee McMullen. Questions?
Question. What roof did they prepare?
Regal Farm. Regal
The
Farm.
Regal Farm. That's what's going on now. They're gonna does it say? Okay, that's okay. Nothing.
I just got a question. Is Trustee Bell, you full aware of everything that they're doing?
Yes.
Okay. I yield my time, Mayor.
All right. Is it roll call, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Votes aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye. Jenkins Bell.
Mayor
Votes
Rudez.
aye.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution 2020-36.
Thank you, trustees. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank you. We well on
You're
our way, moving forward.
What's the number, D?
36.
Okay.
Okay. Here we are. Bills payable. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that occurred on September 23rd, 2020 through October 27th, 2020. General Fund, $360,569.37. Road and Bridge, $15,372.62. Town Center Fund, $11,411.63. Capital Projects, $392,402 and 21. Tier 4, 5, and 6, $1,000. Payroll Fund, $6,649.24 with a total of $789,405.07. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee McMullen,
Yes.
Second.
second by Trustee Bowden. Questions?
Question. Okay. You there, Madam Clerk?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Check 105-823. It is the aid rental for the auger for $2,895. Is this going to be the last time we use it, Madam Village? Let me see what screen you're on. I can't see you. Did she leave?
No, my computer went out. I'm on voice.
Okay. Yeah, is that the last time we're gonna spend? I know we purchased the auger with the funds, or is that the auger for that we purchased? I want to make sure. See what we got. I'm sorry, is that the auger that we got from the impact fees, or is that a rental?
This is the last time. This is the old bill. It's for the rental. We hope not to use that anymore. We've already received all our bits for the augers. The only thing we're waiting on is the actual 2-man auger that we should have soon. But this is the last time we're going to be renting it. We'll have our own.
Okay. I might have missed this. And by the way, thank you, Madam Village Manager and Madam Clerk, for this was the first time I got all invoices. I don't know. I guess my trusty iPad has it was a lot I looked through. I just want to make sure. I don't think I looked over this, but check 105-824. I don't remember seeing this invoice for $4,133 from Amber Mechanical. What was that? I didn't see it.
That was both for police and fire. It happened in May and June of 2020. There were air conditioning units repaired.
I remember that. Okay, thank you. I do remember that. All right. We may want to check the checking on this one, because I want to make sure. And by the way, my second question is, this coming out of the special events fund for 105-840 for Brave Dialogue? You got $950 on the one check registry, but when you go down to look to see, I couldn't find it. I look on page 2 of the where you all have the breakdown. It only shows that Brave Dialogue is supposed to receive $650 for doing a town hall host. So it's something wrong in the checking.
It's wrong because what happened, it's Brave Dialogue with Cohen. There were two, combination. It was a combination of two. It was one for 6 something and was one for 2 something. The total bill was $950. I looked at the bill even this afternoon. So this $950 is correct.
Okay, so the $650 is just what was another bill. So it's
yes.
Okay.
It's a combination. It's a combination of two.
Now, because this question probably gonna get posted. Is it? Oh, I'm hearing myself twice. Okay, is this going to be paid out of special events?
No, this is town hall, so that would be village. That's not special event. That's village.
Okay.
So this is paid out of miscellaneous under village. This is not special event. Town hall is village. Okay.
Well, then let me just double check, because I know, well, this would be special event 105-906, the movie night for the 2400.
Yes,
now that would come out of special events, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It has come out of special events.
It has? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And just, okay. Just checking on this one. I seen where we still owe $79,000. Is that just a contract issue for check 105-809 and check 105-796 is for the town center? The first check was 119,700. The second one was 199,500. We still owe the 79. I mean, did something go wrong? What
What check number?
105-809 is towards the back.
Oh,
And then we
okay.
have 105-796. But what I was saying, I was glad that they sent me, because if you read the invoice, they're saying we still owe them $79,000. So
Yes.
yeah. Or I'm asking, are we getting a good break? Because this would be a good break. $319,000 if y'all negotiated in two. That's a good break, but I don't think we're getting that lucky, right?
No.
Okay. I was trying. I thought we were getting lucky, but yes, I see we paid. Yeah, $319,200. I see we paid, but so
Yes.
we're gonna pay that next bills payable, or?
Yes, we're going to try to, trustee. We're trying to get them all up to date. So it's anticipated that we're trying to do it. So I would say yes. Today,
Okay.
I would say yes, contingent on the amounts of monies we have to pay certain bills, but yes.
Okay. I do have a question. Somebody asked this. I love what we got. Well, I wouldn't say, I say it's nice. Check 105-794. Yes, press. $4,994.00. Now, again, it's Trustee Brooks.
Listen.
If I'm being the paper, can my name get mentioned one time? More than one time, I mean?
Where?
Good.
Check 105-79.
Okay,
Oh, the newsletter?
Yeah, the newsletter. If we
Okay.
gonna pay that amount of money, I think all trustees should be quite a bit in there, because that was one complaint I got. So this is just a little fuss box session on that one, and then I'm gonna yield my. Actually,
I'm missing all that.
You didn't see that, Trustee Bolden?
No,
He doesn't feel he's getting his
they don't have
out of
that.
the-
They don't have that. That was a part of the last one. You're just bringing it into play. They provided that to you. But the one they have should start with 105-819.
That's
the
what
one-
I'm looking. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one I got is for $4,994, but
Yeah.
That.
Yes, that was the last one. But I hear exactly what you're saying. But I would assume, I thought you were in the last newsletter. Actually, I thought you
one
were.
time.
So you were not?
One time.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe next time I'll read it. Okay.
We need to see your pretty face, Brooks.
I have a couple questions if Brooks is Brooks.
He's having separation anxiety.
Trustee Brooks, are you finished?
One question. Did we have the attorney fee or the attorney breakdown in there? I didn't see it.
Oh, we did. We did. We had them all itemized on that to back up. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll pass on. I didn't see it, but yes, Mayor, I think that's it. I yield my pretty time.
All right, Trustee Franklin.
Yeah, so, check 105-857, County of Will, 22707. It's duplicated twice. I want to make sure that's not a mistake.
Okay, let's see which one you
Now,
about.
now we're together.
105-857 and the consecutive one.
Exactly, yep. Now we're on the same page.
Okay, and the other one is what?
Yeah.
There's the very next one, so it's 5-8.
Yeah,
Yes,
there
the same
are
one.
two payments. They
2 months.
charge us. Those are two payments.
payments.
They're yeah, but it has the same vendor number, so I do believe it could have just been an error. But I got a question mark by that myself, and I only saw one when we were in fact reviewing the invoices today. But I'll make sure tomorrow. There's one invoice. They have the same vendor number, but they were printed out. So I'll check to make sure. But then we were in the arrears 1 month. So let me check tomorrow to make sure that it shows two separate. We pay this every month, and I think we were behind. But I'll check to reconfirm.
See if it's for 2 separate months. Okay.
Yeah.
And then check 105-864 says front door lock replacement. Can I have an explanation?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know what that is? It's at 40. Okay. You see that? You want me to tell you what that is for?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. We have an issue with coming in the second door at the Village Hall. It was not locking. It was not latching, not anything. So they replaced. Hello?
Okay, sorry. I got disconnected for a second. I apologize.
Okay. Okay. So what that was, it's just not one thing. It's a combination of bills. It's a combination of them. They replaced a door lock on the second door at the Village Hall. The back door was open. They put, when we got the facility turned over from Clorox at the start of construction, the office across from Miss Keeley didn't have a lock on it. They had to put that lock on it. So it was a combination of 4 items. It was just, we didn't replace any door. We replaced door locks and knobs. So the same doors are everywhere you look. So it's just the way it was worded. So no doors have been replaced. They put front door locks. We're talking about 44, the back, the front. And if Trustee Brooks, you look at your invoice, you'll see there are about 3 pages, and it's a combination of services. And what they do is they use one title to put on these bills rather than putting multi-titles.
Okay, so it's a combination
So
of services.
it's a combination.
Trustee Brooks, you have that breakdown?
Oh, you can come in and you could see it. I'll give you a copy. I have no problem.
It's probably in all this bill that they gave us. But
No, that's fine.
I was there some of the times when when it was being done. Village manager had discussed it with me, so I was aware of what it was because I was asking some questions. So I got an explanation for it as well.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. 105-916 Southwestern Illinois College, Byron Miles. Is that a scholarship for a young person in the village?
Yes, that's under the scholarship program the village has.
Okay, perfect. And then the last one I have, is 105-928 logos.
Yes, hold on. I'll tell you exactly. 908.
105-928. 105-928.
It's Vernon Mays.
Oh, this is Vernon and Mays.
Yeah.
Okay. Logos. They did, that was a combination. They did, if you look at 90 Town Center, you could see there where they put up the window, the one see-through, and that they put those up, and they put the one-way strippings on the town center. You have to go over there and you will see exactly.
I'm
Some
familiar.
windows. Okay, that's what
Okay.
they did.
Thank you. I yield my time.
Actually, Madam Village Manager, you may want to check with Trustee Franklin.
Okay,
That
all the ones
Miles,
I had has been addressed, so.
that Miles might be Officer Miles for retraining. You might.
Oh, okay.
that
I
again.
thought he was that. Yeah, that the you're talking about, was that particular bill the mandatory training?
Correct. For officers who have only a certain, because he had only a certain amount of hours before he got to University Park, we agreed to train him to be a full-time status officer in our police department. That's what that is, Coach Franklin.
That was a part of his contract. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's one of the entry level folks.
Byron Miles. Okay.
Miles, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
And Trustee, do you have the backup invoices to yours? Because there were backup invoices that we did provide. It was a lot to download, but it was there.
Yeah, I sent.
I do see one in my Dropbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Madam Clerk, it sounds like a roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Votes no.
Trustee Brooks. We're talking about paying the bills.
Yeah.
Right.
Votes no.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes no.
Trustee Franklin.
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden.
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye to pay the bills.
Motion's approved.
Okay. Are there any reports of any officers? Anybody like to make reports right now?
I would like to
make them brief because we're going to have a brief executive session.
Mayor?
For items. Yes, Trustee McMullen.
Can I, this is for the residents, and this is just a little commentary, my own commentary. I can't speak for anyone else. I've been a trustee for 3 years now, going on 4 years, and I have an opportunity to work with 2 administrations. And I do believe that this village is moving forward. And we are moving forward as a village. So the Amazon project is not perfect. The project itself is called the question on many things, but as a village, I think it's best for our interests to move along with that. And I do believe we made the right decision to back the Amazon project. I know that Monique has one, and Markham has one going up, and I know the village of Madison has one also, and we have one. But the parking lot and Amazon and everything else, this village is moving forward. And I don't take any of this stuff lightly because I've been a trustee for a while, and this is what I want to do. And if I had to do it all over again, we did not come up with the Amazon project, but we are backing it. I can only speak for myself, but we didn't come up with the Amazon project. It may not be perfect, but I think it's good for our village because we have an opportunity for most people to get a job through Amazon. The ones that are not professional, like the lawyers and the doctors and the things of that nature. But I do believe if they want to, they can work for University Park and they can work for Amazon. It's not the best company, but it's one of the biggest companies in the world. So by electing to have Amazon in our community, I think it's a plus for us. It may not be perfect, but it's a plus for us. And I think we are, as a village, we are moving forward. And if I had to do it all over again, I know I would endorse the project itself because I think it's necessary for us to move up to the 21st century and move this village forward. And I really believe that the project with the pavement in the town center is necessary. I believe it was an eyesore for many, many years. I think we are doing the citizens of this community justice. And this is the sort of thing that we need to have done in this village, because it's been an eyesore for so long and we are doing it right now. And I think overall, it may not be to the liking of everybody in this village, but I think it's the right thing to do. And I stand on the right side of history with this Amazon project. Although we didn't conceptualize it, but we endorsed it, I do believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McMurray.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good positive platform. Anybody else have any reports or comments?
Can I come with a negative one?
No, no, I'm gonna mute you.
Trustee Madam Clerk, you had a comment, and then Trustee Brooks, then Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Just briefly, again, I would like to thank Trustee Jenkins Bell for her efforts in feeding the people and organizing the food drive. It was a week ago, this past Saturday. Great job. Lots of people were out, and she continues to do that. So I applaud you for all your humanitarian efforts. And on that note, we as a people, everybody, one of the greatest tools that we have at our disposal is something that many people died for, and that's your right, and I feel your obligation to vote. I will not try and tell you who you should vote for, but I will say you must vote. We have to use this greatest tool that we have to change, because we will forever stay where we are, a forgotten community, a forgotten people, if we don't vote. Governor State University is the voting place for early voting for here, University Park residents. And I must say, the crowd's not really long. I see you, Trustee McMullen. I voted there yesterday.
Yeah, I voted there Monday at 10 o'clock.
And I was in and out in 20 minutes. So it doesn't take a lot of your time, but it's the most powerful thing that you can do. On another note, I was fortunate enough that it kind of fell into our hands, but this Saturday, the village will be hosting a food drive, a food giveaway. We have been able to secure 1,200 boxes of food. So we're going to be at the town center Saturday morning before 9 o'clock. The truck should be there by 9 o'clock. So we're going to need all of us, we, the elected, appointed officials, committee and commission members who want to volunteer because of COVID. We have to be socially distanced, but we've got 1,200 boxes of food to try and distribute. So your help in any way you can is much appreciated. The most it'll be is a couple of hours.
How many boxes of food, Madam Clerk?
1,200.
1,200. Awesome. Awesome.
And it's mostly vegetables, fruits and vegetables, meat, eggs. So it's really nice. It's great. And this is in partnership with, what's the name of the church in Munster, in Indiana?
Family Harvest.
Family Christian Center.
Yeah.
Thank you, Family Christian Center. Yeah. So.
Reverend Muncie's church?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So get the word out to everybody, because we want to get rid of and this is a blessing to us. We want to be a blessing to 1,200 people. That's this coming Saturday. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, it's pretty rewarding to get out there and see the faces. Trustee Jenkins Bell.
I want to just take the time to basically thank everyone that supports me with everything that I try to do to bring things to the community. You don't know, trustees, what it means to me. I am so grateful to be working with a group of people that are just as caring as I am. You know, they may not say it all the time, but they are, and they are concerned for every resident in this village. Our activity rate is up extremely high, and we need to be safe. But I do also want to address, I want to piggyback a little bit off of Trustee McMullen. Amazon, it was not a perfect deal. Nothing in life is perfect. I've never seen anything perfect, but what it was necessary. It was necessary for us to move this village forward. We may not be in agreement with each other, but one thing we need to always constantly do is stop tearing each other down to get where we're trying to go. Now, you know, what I see is a village moving forward. I see parking lots being done. I see trees on the way of being cut down. Regal Farm is on the way back. We have people looking at our village and knowing that our village is going to be one of the, in my opinion, one of the best places to live in the Southland area. But what I, you know, and I refuse to address any negative things being said about this community by anyone. And I want you guys to also know that we have to stick together, and not just as elected officials, but also as members of a community that is sought after by other people that want it. These are things that we need to take into consideration when we're tearing down each other and addressing each other in negative ways. And so I am, and who am I and who are we as elected officials to say that Amazon is a sweatshop when Amazon is actually feeding people's families? They're making sure they eat. They're paying more than McDonald's. They're paying more than Jewel's. And when you start at Amazon, first day one is health insurance. Health insurance is what we need during this COVID crisis. So my thing is that when we're making these accusations, we need to take into consideration the whole, not ourselves and what we want, but the whole, everyone that is involved in it, the 800 priority jobs that are going to come with it, that is going to keep roofs over people's head and food on people's tables. This is a different time. This is not the way it used to be. It may never go back to that. Some of us may see hard times that we've never seen before, but we need to also understand that what people choose to do with their lives, educated or uneducated, as long as it's an honest day's work, it's an honest day's pay, and we shouldn't judge them. And so that is the end of my report. And that's all I have to say. And I thank you guys. Please be safe. Also, we're having a COVID-free ride drive-through. I'm hosting a drive-through with Senator Patrick Joyce Fright Fest at Regal Farm Friday night between the hours of 5 and 8:30. And also FCC, one of the guys that is part of the productions at FCC is helping us put this production on. So it should be wonderful. And these are things that I wanted to let you know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, go ahead, Trustee Franklin.
No, go ahead, Trustee Brooks. Let Trustee Brooks. Go ahead, Trustee Brooks.
She was already up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Okay. All right. Mayor and Board of Trustees, I just actually, if the village manager, she might be able to help me on one of the items I have tonight, because she had a manager's, it would be under manager's report. But I want to say to the general public that since we have last met, since my last trustee report, I will give you a quick aqua update. Many of you have received a 90%, maybe what you would call a robocall with a 90% percentile reading on the latest test levels. I would like you to understand that please do not get that confused of what's about to happen or what is going to happen. That is just strictly from what we have understood in a recent phone call that was very productive with the mayor, the village manager, and myself this past Thursday with the Attorney General's office. We're speaking once again when I talked about legal terms. So I would like you to know on that call that we wanted to make sure that the residents were not put into fear of that. Now that you've been getting robocalls that you're that Aqua has been testing at a 90% percentile, and it gets more complicated. So I'm not going to say anymore because it will confuse you. But we want you to know that at the end of the day, we are still in a do not consume advisory state. So please continue to do what you have been doing and allow the process to continue. Also to let you know, in that meeting, some frustrations was indeed vented. I will say that if the mayor chooses to say in his report, but I will say that there was some frustrations that was vented because things are not moving fast enough for the residents when it comes to Aqua water. We understand about the water delivery. The Madam Village Manager, she had her complaint, as well as I got one tonight. As I want to go right into Mr. Stewart of Harvest Lane. If the attorney is listening, when I yield, Mr. Attorney, if you can just help me a little bit on this, because as we continue to talk, we have a resident that cannot be before us and could not articulate it. But I will say, as you know, it is this time of year where I get to meet a lot of residents, and I'm talking to a lot of them. And when I say meet, some of them I know already, and some of them are new to this village. So what I express right now is pretty much how they feel. And I love to feel firsthand of how someone feels when it comes to living in University Park. Mr. Stewart that lives on Harvest Lane, the mayor, myself, and the village manager has been trying to handle this. It started off minor, but now it's to the point that he himself is frustrated. Mr. Stewart tested his water on 7/10/19, and then here it is on July 18th. He doesn't receive the letter. They automatically start charging the water. So I want everyone to know, if you have encountered this, please feel free. Do not hesitate to call me at 708. Oh Lord, what's my number?
708-699-969.
No, not that one, Curtis. Not that one. Look for me on. I'll remember it in a second. I just kind of like in a brain freeze right now. But please get to me. Notify me. That way, when we talk, when the mayor, the village manager, and myself, usually I try to handle that role. If you have not received a letter, or you didn't even know, or that you were getting charged, we're trying to make sure that or that have something in your hand that you indeed was taken off the do not consume list. Mr. Stewart is one of the many residents on a block where water is being used. He leaves. His neighbor's not being charged with water, but yet he is. That's the situation that indeed, Aqua, we're going to try to see if we can resolve it. The mayor did kind of reach out and say we're going to try to resolve it in a civil suit. That's one of the many things and demands that we were talking about. But this is one of the frustrations that he had when it comes, because it should not be happening. And if attorney, if I'm correct, let's make sure, like I said, when we finish, because I'm sure he's watching us tonight. His wife is watching him tonight. Trustee Franklin knows Coach Stewart, as well as the mayor. And him and his family are great people, but they do not deserve to be treated this way among the many other residents that sit in this village. So what I wanted to be known is that everybody, you're in the same boat, and Mr. Stewart wanted the general public and the board to know tonight that he is among many who have spoken that are in this situation where they're being charged, but the person right next door is not being charged. And actually, to the point that we see, as I came through many parts of the village, people are watering their grass 6 and 7 hours a day. And so how does that make Mr. Stewart feel to come home? And as he said, he wanted everyone to know, and we're going to express this when we can, that His grass is brown, but everybody else's is green. And that's unfair for him to work all day and come home, and he works with kids. And when I say he works with kids, he's another like Coach Franklin. He works with kids and he deserves. So if we can work hard on that, and if we can, we will do it. But he also wants to express something that we need to entertain, trustees. He wants it to be known that he understands and he agrees pretty much what Trustee McMullen said. But he has an important point. Olmsted Road. We got to work harder to make sure everyone knows when you turn on Olmsted Road to go coming from Western, it's bumpy. It's bumpy to the point that everybody, at least on Harvest Lane and lives in that Farmview area, they're complaining. How do I know they're not lying? I'm one that drive on the opposite side when I make that turn too. So yes. We need to make, we got to figure something out where we have to shift our dollars. I know it's COVID-19, but when someone like Coach Stewart, a resident, like many of them have been working hard and voting for us, and he made it clear he voted for all of us up here, and we owe this to him. We don't need to give him our opinion. We need to represent him totally when it comes to this village. I also want to, two things. Last one, I want to say, I spoke at the Gloria Taylor Foundation, and it was about being a police officer and a politician. I want to encourage trustees, if we have something else come up, that I definitely would invite you to it. Maybe the next one is about being mayor. I'm going to check with the college-bound students. We can do it and make sure, and being a clerk, because one thing that I want to make a point, the reason why I brought this up, there were a lot of girls in the audience that day. And what I see is that we have to lead by example. And the best thing that I love about it was that, guess what I found out at the end of the night? Most of the kids, Gloria Taylor Foundation, was from University Park. So if they're watching, I want you all to give them a wave. I told them that on YouTube Live, let them know that we do care and that the process that we up here, that we all can get along. As I close, Mr. Mayor, I just want to say, look, I'm not here to insult anyone's intelligence. But I want to say also, I wore a flag on my uniform for 15 years. And since then also, my family has fought in every war. I have an uncle that was in special forces. And actually I was trying to see, because I knew the mayor was in airborne. I was trying to see that y'all link up in the 101 when the 101 came out of C-130s. And that man, along many other men who fought in Vietnam, told me there are moments where you get spit on and called names when they came home. And I had those moments too as a police officer. Now, I may not all agree with what happened, but I'll tell you this. I'm always for something coming to University Park. And I made my position clear, and I close it out with saying this, because believe me, Trustee McMullen ain't walking with me this year. I'm by myself. But one thing is for sure, is that every decision that I make, I'm gonna make it for the sake of us together. As I said, I'm for development, but let us make it together. And for that, Mr. Mayor, I yield my time because I will not insult intelligence of the people at University Park. I will only hear what they do and make the best of it. Attorney Miller, is it anything we can, or can we talk about it later with Mr. Stewart? Because he's going to want a response to this.
So the minutes will reflect that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The minutes will reflect, and Trustee Brooks report that he made a special request that at the next meeting between the village, for lack of a better term, the village personnel involved in the Aqua matter, that they address the concerns of Mr. Stewartson, and that he's requested that that any residents with similar concerns contact him so that their specific concerns can be addressed. Really, at that point, that's what we need to do. But at least the minutes will reflect that whoever's on the board committee in regards to the meetings with Aqua will address Mr. Stewartson's concerns. I'll have you give the address. You can give the address and the other information for Mr. Stewart and to the mayor and yourself, since you guys are involved with that. And also we can, contact whoever with the Attorney General's office. I don't think I know the mayor knows one of our former attorneys, Robert, works there, but I don't think Robert's involved in that aqua litigation, but we can find out and go from there.
Okay, and my number, sorry everyone, 921-4577, 708-921-4577. Just like Attorney Miller said, we want to get to the bottom of this. I do know that the mayor, myself, and the village manager, we're trying to resolve this. And if I'm not mistaken, when we did bring this before, this is not the first person, this is about the second or third. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mayor, Madam Village Manager, we were told there is a clause. Once again, and the mayor, he made it very clear. Sometimes he don't know who he's talking to because it seems so difficult to get justice to the people at University Park. That's why we have to take another route. But if you had your water tested before November 1st, you have the right to have your water tested again. I believe that's it. And so many people that had the complaint that is bringing this to us, all their water was tested immediately after we called the town hall meeting with Aqua. So we want to try to get this together because here it is, the letter that I'm going to forward to the mayor and the village manager so we can have it for Thursday. It said that my big question is, and maybe Attorney Miller, we may want to, kind of have an opinion about this, but if someone allowed water to sit stagnant for 6 hours, let's say they didn't let it sit for six hours, and an accident happened, and it comes back no lead, or however it happens, what if that person is consuming lead because they made a mistake on how they self-test the water, in which we had a lot of residents do that. So, Mayor, I yield my time as we continue to fight for the people every Thursday. I just wish some of the people had a tape recorder to listen, especially this last Thursday. We fought, and I just wish sometime the people can hear how we go back and forth.
Thank you, Trustee Brooks. Trustee Frank and then Trustee Bolden.
Yeah, so I'll be brief as possible. I want to first acknowledge that we are on the brinks of one of the most important elections of many of our lives, and I want to make sure that we're being mindful that our vote is extremely important. I want to take the time to talk to my generation, to the millennials, because I've talked to a lot of people in the community who feels as though they're going to sit out this time on voting because they're not enthused about either candidate, or some of them just really don't feel like their vote is important or their vote counts. So
talk to them.
I want to take the time now to make sure that you guys realize that we're in a country that was built on suppressing our vote, because that's how important our vote is. In fact, the very first election of the United States was George Washington in 1789, and only 6% of the residents were allowed to vote. And those were only white men who owned property. So from the beginning of the time, they've made an effort to suppress our vote. And by the time 1870 came, when the 15th Amendment was finally rectified or ratified and allowed Black men to vote and take office, this became very intimidating to them, because as Black men begin to sit in Congress, you know how Black men are, we're very charismatic, intelligent, and resilient. So this posed a fear in itself. So I want you to also know that before the Million Man March and any other march on Washington, and this is for when I hear Black women tell me they're not voting, the first march on our nation's capital was the women's right movement, when the women were fighting for their right to vote. And many of our grandmothers and mothers have fought their entire life for the 19th Amendment. And we have to remember that after the Reconstruction period came almost 100 years of Jim Crow, where states began to strategically find ways to get around the 15th Amendment to suppress our vote. This came through different things like the poll taxes and them having literacy tests, but really wasn't literacy tests. These were actually tests that the average person with a doctorate degree couldn't pass. And then the whole disenfranchisement movement, to where they began to strip our right to vote away from us because they set up laws to make sure that they capture us in the system to allow us to vote. So I want to make sure I take the time to talk to the millennials and say that your vote is extremely important. Your vote is extremely powerful, because history provides a long history of suppressing our vote. And the Voting Rights Act of 1695 is truly revolutionary. So I want you all to take advantage of your vote Don't sit out this time and believe in your vote. Second thing I want to address is that we're going to be hosting a community technology training for our seniors. This is a way to acknowledge that communication is extremely important. I've been talking to a lot of seniors in the community who've been having issues with knowing about things that are going on because they're having issues navigating the website. They're having issues knowing how to log into Zoom and different things like that. So we're going to put together a workshop that's going to actually start on Monday, November 2nd. And it's going to be a 4-week workshop. And we're going to make sure that we're equipping our seniors with the technology skills that they need, especially considering that we're living in this era of COVID, and technology has become extremely more important. So week 1 will cover basic device use. Week 2 will cover social media. Week 3 will cover Zoom, and week 4 will be a review of all the things that have been covered. This is at no cost to the village. And we're also going to provide a graduation for the seniors that attend this workshop. So all the seniors out there, if you're having issues with Zoom, I know we're doing family reunions through Zoom. We're doing church through Zoom. We're doing a lot of things through technology. We want to provide a training for you. So make sure you sign up. We're going to offer 2 sessions, 12 o'clock noon session, and also a 5 p.m. session. So all the seniors out there who have issues with working their smartphones, who have issues with logging into Zoom, who has issues, we're going to teach you what we call senior surfing. All these things that we really need to know in 2020 moving forward. I want you to make sure that you sign up and make sure that you be a part of it. To sign up, you'll simply call 534-3211 and reserve your spot. We're going to make sure that we're putting things in place as far as social distances and make sure this is a safe event. But we want to invest in our seniors, so please take advantage. That concludes my report. God bless.
Trustee Franklin, what's the age of the senior citizen?
Right. What's the age?
So if you're having problems with
age.
Age.
55 and older.
Oh, you said an age. Yeah, 55 and up. 55 and up. Absolutely.
Okay.
And
Karen.
And what's that number again?
That number is 708-534-3211 and reserve your spot. And just so you know that there's 20 spots available for each session. And when you see when you learn more about the options, you'll find that there's going to be a Monday and a Thursday option. The Monday option is 12 to 1, and the Thursday option is 5 to 6. We're going to provide laptops, but you're encouraged also to bring your own laptops and bring your own smartphones, and we're going to get you ready to communicate and to do everything that you need to do. You won't have to have your grandchildren or your sons logging into your Zoom no more. You won't have to have your children teaching you how to get into Facebook and navigate. You'll be able to navigate the University Park website. You'll be able to get on the University Park YouTube to watch the board meetings. You'll be able to join in live on YouTube to watch the board meetings. All these things we're going to cover to make sure our seniors are equipped to stay in full communication and are aware of things that are going on in the village and in the world as well.
Fantastic, Trustee Franklin. Fantastic.
Trustee Franklin, are you making fun of me because I'm over 55? Huh? Are you making fun of me?
Oh, man.
That's not nice.
Trustee Shirley?
Yes. Yes. Trustee Franklin, I really appreciate that. Can trustees be at your workshops?
Absolutely. You're more than welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Because when I first saw that, I said, I need to be in there because I've been on the phone with AT&T and Comcast, and they tell me to do what you're talking about. So I will be in one of those workshops for sure, for just some of the basic stuff. But the other thing I wanted to comment on is the voting, like you and Clerk Diaz said. I also have voted. I did the vote by mail, but Sunday I had the privilege of working with, going with First Baptist Church and New Faith, and I'm not sure, but I think it was all the churches, Faith Movers. I'm not sure if they were part of, but we had a caravan. We met at the church. We had our caravan taking people out to vote. One group went to Joliet to vote, and then some went to Park Forest. So I encourage everyone to vote. There was a lady, one of the trustees from Matson there, doing a count as to people coming in. And this was in Park Forest. I had voted already, but I went just as, just as to support everyone else in the caravan. So my thought as well is get out and vote. Your vote does count. And like you said, with the way things are right now, every vote counts. And we know here in University Park, especially, one vote can make a difference. So your vote does count. And I just have a prime example. My daughter is a home care, healthcare nurse right now. And she has a patient that is on Obamacare. And she was complaining about everything. So my daughter said, well, you're well enough, you can go out and vote. Oh, no, I don't vote. I haven't voted for years. My daughter said, I just stopped right then because it just shows how some people are. If it wasn't for Obamacare, I wouldn't be in this house taking care of you right now. So people need to stop and think what that vote. And in the village, Village of University Park, we know every vote counts. So I encourage everyone to get out and vote. And also on some of the negativity that's going around in University Park, what you don't seem to realize is that these negative comments are hurting the village, and it also hinders economic development, because we've had some people that have backed out because of some of the articles and everything that's been put out about University Park. And I'm not saying hide anything. We need to be very transparent, and I'm all for that. But just, just do what you want to do. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm done.
Can I ask?
Trustee Williams, go ahead.
Yes, I want to say, I thank all the trustees here. I think that you all look out for this village, and that's good. And I really do believe it. I appreciate that. I want to let the people know that we're all here. We live here too. Just remember that. Everything that you get out here and you hear or you read, it's not true. Everything is not true. Nothing. I don't believe anybody think anytime they hear something or read something that is true. This village is trying to move up. We're trying to develop it. We live here. We want this to grow. We don't want to sit dormant. We want to improve where we live. So remember that. Get out here and vote. Get out here and vote for the people that you want to vote for. But please vote. We need that. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Trustee Williams. Madam Clerk, did you have your hand raised? All right, I'll close off and I'll make some brief comments. Is that everybody? Everyone had their turn to give their comments? One of the things, and let's just talk about the Amazon project. It's such an unfortunate thing that there's such negativity when it comes to regarding minority communities, such as University Park, the village of Matheson, and the village of Markham. It seems like there's not a problem when they're developing in other communities, but when now the Southland and three predominantly African-American communities have the opportunity to have anchors in their community of such like Amazon, that drives employment opportunity, it drives economic development, and it drives industry to build around Amazon to feed the masses of people that come on the continual basis. But what's amazing to me is they never mentioned the new facility in Shanahan. They never mentioned the new facility in Elmwood Park. So is that why, and is that the reason why? Because now the African-American communities in the Southland are starting to get economic empowerment and starting to advance, and we're starting to reach our peaks and our goals. Just think about that, just a food for thought. They only talk about University Park, predominantly African-American, middle class, the village of Matheson, predominantly African-American, middle class, and the village of Markham, predominantly African-American and middle class, that are striving to move things in a different direction as we move and march toward the third airport. So just a food for thought. Why do they only target African-American communities when they say Amazon, but when it comes to other communities, it's a fine deal? Just some food for thought. The second thing we've done a phenomenal job on catching up to speed with what we've been doing. As a new administration, we came in, our bond rating was a -30. Now our bond rating is almost to a +50. So we're making extremely good progress. We didn't have audits come in. We were led to think that audits were done. Since the new administration in our 17 months, with the support of the other administration that was left over, we were able to complete 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 and 19 audits will be completed by November of 2020. So we're doing a phenomenal job getting our fiscal responsibility back again, getting our books even, being able to procure grants and move things ahead. We've got major projects still underway, trying to get things done before the cold weather and construction season ends, such as the metric crossing at Governor's Highway and the repaving of Farmview Road, and to get some trees cut down in the village of University Park. These things are not neglected by any member of this Board of Trustees. There is a process. We are not a Band-Aid administration. We are a permanent fix. We're going to be fixing things and moving forward with a vision for the future, because we're not always going to be here, but there has to be mechanisms in place for progress for the millennials and the next generation after them. And Aqua Water, 501 days today. 501 days of Aqua Water. Unreal. When the statement was made by their president, Mr. Blanchett, this may go 3 or 4 months and we will resolve this problem. Well, unfortunately, Mr. Blanchett has failed short on his promises, and we will not stop until this problem is resolved. And when I say the problem is resolved, we still are fighting for pipe replacement, endowment funds, community engagement, and a variety of other things. There's still an active lawsuit, and there's other things to come. So Aqua Water, whether they say it's 90% or not, we are not released. We are not pleased until the Illinois EPA says that we are free and we can use the water without any restrictions. That means we will not have to run the water for 2 to 3 minutes prior to using it. That means we will not have to run it through a filter. Until that happens, we are not complacent. We are not finished, and the fight has just begun, because we will bring resolve to this matter. And again, I must thank the residents for their extreme patience and their endurance during a water crisis of COVID-19 and civil unrest. And thank you so much to the Board of Trustees, who I know in their minds and their heart want to make this a better place to live and make university a destination in the South Suburbs. So I want to just yield my time. Thank you for your time. And before I leave, this Saturday, there's a lot of activities going on. We've got the food drive with 1,200 boxes of food on that Saturday morning. We've got the Halloween thing on Friday night that Trustee Jenkins is doing. And then on Saturday, we have the trunk or treat at 90 Town Center, which is completely free. And to close out the drive-in season, where there's a free drive-in movie to all the residents in University Park. So enjoy it. God, looks like the good Lord has blessed us with a great forecast of sunny and 60-degree weather for Saturday. So let's continue to move this community forward. Let's be engaged, get to know your neighbors, continue to stay safe, because this COVID is not anything to play with. It does not discriminate. And that was it on my report. And I got a feeling that we got Manager Ernestine out here and we didn't get her report. Manager Ernestine, are you there? Well, maybe she's not there.
I think she was having some battery issues at one point. Okay.
She's there. Hold on. I'm going to unmute it. 1 second.
Okay, so I'm going to conclude my report, and there's some good news that the manager is going to probably announce after we come out of executive session. And thank you for your time, your patience, and your cooperation. And we're asking for your continued support. And as all the trustees alluded to, it's extremely important that you go out and cast your ballot. And when it comes to casting those ballots, you know the candidates you're going to choose. Judge them on their work and their performance, not their popularity, not their campaign or anything. Judge them on their performance. Let their work speak for their actions. And that's how I vote. So again, Madam Ernestine, let's come on, let's make it short. 3 to 4 bullet points, please, because we got a brief executive session and we've got action to come out of executive session. So let's kind of move on, Manager.
Okay.
These are very important. I'll make them short, but it's about 6 bullet points, but they're short. Old Forge Lane bid comes in October the 30th. And I wanted to alert the board because when it comes in, we need to get this done before the season is open. And I'm hoping we can look forward to a special meeting. Okay, Farm View bids are expected in November the 4th. The construction season is still open. We'll still be able to rally the crew, the contractors, and we'll be ready to move on that as well. Also, I want to mention Trustee Franklin, the senior project at 90 Town Center will be, they will be practicing social distancing. That's why the space is limited. I know we've talked about this, but that will happen. As a result of that, there have been several people now that the parking lot has been paved. There's one particular, and I will respond to her, is asking us to rent the parking lot to allow a church, outdoor church to take place. The village has not been openly renting its areas because we would have to have someone there to assure that compliance is in order. So what we're not doing is allowing public spaces to be rented by other than village associated and or staff. But even when we do that, we have to social distance, and I will refer to that. Also, I just want to mention that we received a petition from a leasing company, an owner of a series of co-ops in University Park, where their residents have, Russet has petitioned that the village actually repair their streets. And based on the regulation of this municipality, we cannot publicly use public funds to, in fact, to do that. Now, if the village board decides that they want to have the village board to let it for bids or whatever the case may be, then this entity must pay the village to do that, and we not concur any expenses. And so what they did is they provided a petition of 32 residents asking the village to do all their internal streets in terms of repair. And I just want them to understand, if the village does not publicly own these streets, we cannot use public funds to repair those streets. That's the other thing. The other thing is Farm View. The bids are out for Farm View Lane. The bids are out, and they're expected in on November 4th. So that's another item we'd have to make a part of an anticipated special meeting. The 50-50 sidewalk program, we've had the engineers to make the recommendation for the contractor. This is the second time. The first time we received no bids. The second time we did receive, I do believe, one bidder. And the law, after twice you receive bidders, you can make the recommendation if they fit the guidelines of the sets of bid specs. We did receive a recommendation from the engineers. There are citizens waiting to get their sidewalks done at the rate of 50-50. We have the application out. We have received some applications in. The minute we alert it and make it public that the board has approved it, we can then move forward, and it's based on the number that comes in. It's a 50-50, meaning that the village is 50,000, the citizens have to participate 50,000. When that $100,000 is gone, then that is all, and we'll look at possibly coming up with the match next year to do some as well. But also there will be some tree removal this year. We've been trying to get money for these projects, not to impose on personal taxes, real estate taxes of homeowners, and that's what we're looking at. Also, I want to mention that Fire Station number 2, we do have a budget under the impact dollars. 3 of the 4 doors are down at Fire Station number 2, so there's an emergency situation. in terms of entrances and exit of fire trucks as it relates to fire station number 2. And also there is water that is tremendously coming in fire station number 2. We need to have that done. But those 2 things we need to have done immediately. We will be coming forth with bids on the other rehab. We've already got it approved to do the remediation because the mold in that place is unbelievable. But in order to have the mold removed, we will have to rent a tentative trailer, absolutely no more than a month. That's included in the budget. So the occupant for the night shifts will stay in the trailer, and that this work will be done in 30 days. So we got all of that lined up, but I just want to mention to the board, there are 2 emergency things that have to be done immediately, and that's the fire doors. As I said, 3 out of 4 are down, and the roof, it's raining and it's snowing, and it's becoming to become an issue. We can get mold remediation done, but if the roof continues to leak and whatever, we got a problem. We got the recommendation from the engineers on both the roof and the fire doors. It's a matter of ultimately getting it done and approved by board, hopefully through a special meeting. So we're looking at the 2 issues with the fire station, the roof, the doors, the 50/50 sidewalk program. We're looking at Farm View, and we're looking at Old Forge Lane. All of those entities need to be considered very soon, preferably trustee clerk, not later than sometime during next week to get this done so we can get started on that. And based on that, Mayor Board, I will end my report then. Mayor? Hello?
He's muted. 1 second.
All right, I'm
Motion
on
to adjourn?
No, a motion to go into executive session, Trustee Williams.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, we won't be long.
Yeah. Yes.
So do we stay on this Zoom or sign out and come on the
Yeah.
other one?
That's what I'm asking, Ms. Jenkins. Are you able to do a breakout room on this one?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
So do you want,
So-
are you able to maybe set up a new Zoom meeting and we can all, we can
That's
jump
2
in?
seconds.
Okay.
Okay, while that's going on, is there a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of sale, lease, or rental of village property and
That's the
litigation?
mission.
I make a motion that we move into session.
Motion by Trustee Bowden, second by Trustee Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None? All right.